Hello, everybody, and welcome to Notorious Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm Notorious Cly. I am just getting over sick, and I'm still not feeling so great, but I really want to get a video out today. So, we're gonna do something a little different and a little easier for me. Mekklord gave me a sneak peek at a Resonator video that he has coming up soon, so I'm going to do a blind react to it. Keep in mind that this video will already be up on Mekklord's channel by the time you see this video. I'm not going to cut his own video out from underneath him. So please check out Mekklord's channel, subscribe to him while you're there. Great dude, wonderful person overall, and a very good content creator that I enjoy watching a lot. Very insightful, very entertaining, and I feel like him and I are kind of on the same wavelength where we value being authentic over pretty much everything else. So good, bad, like it, hate it, at least you know you're getting the real deal. So yeah, so check out Mekklord. And let's not waste any time. Let's watch Mekklord's Resonator video and react to it.
Don't settle for fakes. My dual-taning is
Probably should have the volume up first. There we go. We figured it out, folks.
Today I finally pulled
Hi,
the
Mekklord.
last count that I was missing to build a Resonator deck, being Scarlet, Red Dragon Archfiend, and Red Rain.
Imagine not having those already. Come on, Mac. You got to wail for all this kind of stuff. You got to wail for it. Now we need to upscale this. There we go. That looks much, much cleaner. Much cleaner. At a glance, deck list looks pretty good. I don't know the context of where he's taking this deck into. If it's a tournament or an environment where he's expecting a lot of PK, I'd say it looks great. If it's just like the KC Cup dual level max ladder or the ranked ladder, I'd say he's probably still good, but I'd probably make a couple more changes just to accommodate for the variety of decks you're going to end up facing. But let's see what Mekklord has to say.
Which were like down to the last 12 packs, so thank you for that.
Shame.
I really glad that I used all my gems on Make a Phantom Beats, by the way. That was such a good financial decision.
Oh, absolutely. The
Anyway,
Mecha Phantom,
finally-
yeah, the Mecha Phantom Beast video was a banger. And you're welcome, Mekklord, for being in the bottom 12 packs. Thank you for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Imagine having a crafting system, a worthwhile crafting system.
Finally play Resonators. This list is pretty standard. Nothing too exciting. Skullmeister is really cool against PK. What else? What else does it work? It doesn't work against Infernoids because they're not activated effects.
Mm-hmm.
What else does it work against? I don't know.
All kinds of stuff. Skullmeister has a bunch of niche applications. Liquid Soldier against Hero to cut off their draw 2 and then discard 1. The old Dark Magician builds, you would be able to negate the Magician Navigation and Graveyard to negate a face-up spell. There's more that I'm thinking about. Salad effects, except for Balinks, because Balinks doesn't activate in Grave. But like all the other salads, I'm pretty sure they activate in Grave. In the mirror match, Wildwind activates in Grave. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure there's a ton more that I'm forgetting about. But yeah, Skullmeister, great card. Great card. I have some more thoughts, but we'll let Mekklord talk a little bit.
It's a cool end trap.
It is cool.
That
Look
I've
how cool
seen
it is.
play in the past, and we'll probably keep seeing play in the future. I guess it
Yeah.
was against some Salmon Greats.
Hey, yeah, there you go. Just not Balinks.
Whatever. Also, I got a prismatic Tyrant Red Dragon
Son
army.
of a
That's kind of
bitch.
cool.
I hate you. Mekklord, know this. I'm coming for your account. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I am incredibly jealous of your prismatic Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. All of you know how much I love Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, and he's got a prismatic of it. That makes me sad and jealous. But I got a Royal Rare in Master Duel, so I guess that's something. I do have the Royal Rare Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend in Master Duel. That's compensation off. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, Skullmeister, additional thoughts. We should probably just do that now. Skullmeister is really good. It'll probably see play up until Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion makes its way into the game, if it ever makes its way into the game. Meister is usually only good in a general and broad application if there's a lot of graveyard activated effects out there. And even then, it still requires you to think heavily about what you're actually negating, what the activated effect is actually doing for your opponent. In some cases, it might not be worth trading the one card in your hand for the one activated effect in graveyard. In some cases, it might be. Like against PK specifically, well-timed Skullmeister can end their turn if they have a pretty bad hand, and most of the time it significantly weakens the end board that they have access to. So Meister is really good in this list though. Specifically good in Resonators. Demon's Resonators because you can search it and you can always use it as a level 4 non-tuner to combo. And in Roaring Soul Resonators, it's fantastic because if it's the only fiend you open, you just send it from your hand to the graveyard via skill, then send Crimson from deck, add Red Sprinter, normal Red Sprinter, do the whole thing. So Meister has bonus applications in Resonators, which is one of the reasons why it's really good. Why I have a high opinion of it, I suppose.
Anyway, this list is like not really. I'm just trying to learn the deck. I'm gonna see if it's a good fit for stage 2. And you might be thinking, Mekklord, you absolute idiot, you fool! You don't know how to play this deck. You will never know how to play this deck. Yeah. You're stupid. You've messed up decks and combos before. You are stupid. But let me tell you this: I might be a little bit too optimistic. I might be like not cautious enough regarding my plays. I might be very salty when it comes to certain matchups or draws or opposed situations. I might be indescribally handsome. I might be French. I might be stupid,
French is true.
But I'm not stupid. This will go just fine.
Mekklord, there are many things that I would call you. Salty is one of them. Optimistic is not. French is maybe something I would call you, but it depends on the context and connotation I want to put behind it. But yeah, I don't know if I'd call you stupid either, but I think you're very much like me. I think you're very much like the rest of us, where we're dumb, but, well, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but I'm dumb, but one of the best things about me is I'm aware of the fact that I'm dumb, so I can like game plan around it. The people you really got to watch out for are the people who are dumb but don't know they're dumb. Those are the ones that are dangerous. Me, not me. I'm harmless. I know I'm dumb. I know to work around my dumbness, my stupidity, if you will.
I don't know, man. Let's just do the games.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Let's just let it rip. Let's go over the rest of the deck list. I kind of started and then realized I was talking too much, so I wanted to let Mekklord finish. So additional thoughts on deck list. 3 Wildwind. It's fine. It's fine. Wildwind represents extension in some hands. It's a decent send off of skill from your hand because you can get a Resonator for some potential plays on the follow-up. And yeah, just a free special summon, which is useful in a handful of scenarios. Plus, it's a fiend, so only fiend. You open, you're fine. You combo off, you're good. 2 Red Sprinter. 2 is good. And you want to play at least a minimum of 2. That way, when you draw the 1 Red Sprinter, you don't shut off your skill and your entire ability to play. So 2 is brick insurance. I've been preferring 3 lately, just because Red Sprinter is theoretically a 1-card follow-up if your opponent has an answer for your board. And if you get to set up turn 1 uninterrupted, undisturbed, and your opponent manages to play through that turn 1 board setup, odds are your big Dragon Synchro monster and the Red Rain you had set, plus whatever else you have set, took enough interaction away from them that they're pretty much just dead on board if you have any follow-up. And a Red Sprinter off the top is 1-card follow-up because you've already put the Resonators in your graveyard from your previous play. So Red Sprinter off the top is normal summon it, bring back your Crimson, Synchro summon, do the whole thing all over again. Get to a big Dragon Synchro, use its removal effect, smash your opponent in the face, do whatever you need to do to win and seal the deal. So I really like 3 Red Sprinter just for that reason. I never mind opening Red Sprinter and another Fiend too, just because it gives me the option to always hold on to that 1 Red Sprinter that's in my hand and use that for guaranteed follow-up if my opponent can play through my board. 3 Meister, we touched on this. If you're just going into like ranked ladder, 3 is probably too many just because the 1-for-1 trade isn't always worth it. Ideally, if you're going to be giving up a card in your hand, you want it to trade more positively, or you want it to be more high impact than what Skullmeister does in some matchups. I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think of a matchup where it like has its uses but isn't great. Blue Eyes. You can hit the Whitestone of Ancients in graveyard for its end phase effect to stop them from special summoning a Blue Eyes monster, or from banishing it from the graveyard to return a Blue Eyes from graveyard back to hand. That's good. It can come up. It can be useful, but odds are if they if they're doing their normal setup and they put the White Stone of Ancients in grave, you're going to want that Meister to be something else in your hand to help answer what's on board, rather than just stop them from getting a 3000 attack vanilla monster or a Dragon Spirit of White, whatever it may be. So so like it has usefulness in that matchup, but I don't know if it's worth running over something like a Cosmic to answer like any of their back row. Blue Eyes probably isn't the best like reference point here, but you get the idea. You get the idea. If you're going into a format where you think you're going to be playing like almost exclusively like PK and maybe a couple other decks with some graveyard effects, then 3 Meister is fine. But I don't know if I'd feel comfortable just running 3 generically. I tried that last little bit, and we're just going to move on. I tried that a little bit, and one thing I noticed is I would play like 2 or 3 PK in a row, kick ass with Skullmeister, and then the next 8 to 14 duels would not be against PK, and Meister would more often than not be dead in hand. So yeah, there's that. 1 Crimson, 3 Red, that's fine. That's good. That's usually the Resonator lineup that I run. If you're playing a bunch of Sprinter, you put your Crimson in graveyard via skill, and you're able to recycle it enough with the Sprinters you keep top decking. So you really only need the 1. And 3 Red is good because it allows you to special 2 from deck via Crimson on your first turn to do whatever kind of play you want. And if you end up shuffling one of the Reds back into your deck via skill, the follow-up with that Crimson can also get you 2 Reds from deck again. So you don't need to run more level 2s. Running less level 2s puts you in less of a position to capitalize on your follow-up because you're cutting off your options because you have less Resonators you can special from deck. 3 MST, probably do Cosmic just for the Time Lord matchup, just because you need to get rid of Infinite Light. You need to get it out of there. And Destruction isn't really going to do it. 2 Book of Moon is fine. I'd probably want to play a little bit more disruptive cards, but I guess you're thinking Meister is going to be a disruptive card. I would like a 3rd Book of Moon over a 3rd Skullmeister, just because Book of Moon has more use cases and is live more of the time than a Meister. 2 Lance is great. I prefer 3 Lance just because it fills the role of protecting your end board and helping you establish your board through your opponent's setup, because you can just chain it to whatever back row activation they have, whether that be they lead with Book of Moon to try and flip down your big Dark Dragon Synchro and turn off Red Rain, or they try to hit you with like a Book of Moon on your Crimson Resonator that you just special summoned off of Red Sprinter's effect. Great card. And then 1 Red Rain, that's good. You can search it often enough. I've really liked playing 2, just because people are familiar enough with Resonators and what they do now, and they're using their outs more wisely to the strategy. They were already playing the outs they needed to counter the board, being like Book of Moon, MST, Cosmic, whatever. They were already playing those outs, but now they know how to use them to combat our turn 1 setup. So 1 Red Rain might not always win you the duel. 2 almost always wins you the duel. Because Red Rain, on field effect, not once per turn. The only once per turn effect on Red Rain is to add it from your graveyard back to your hand. So yeah. I think an important thing to mention with Resonators now, dang, I am talking a lot, but I'm just going to finish this up and then we're going to keep watching Mekklord. Hopefully all of you are enjoying this. One important thing to note with Resonators is when you build your deck list, you're not building it with how you would like to win. You build it with how you are comfortable losing, because you're going to win the same way regardless of your specific build, assuming you're playing the beer version, the like regular Roaring Soul Resonators, no fancy mix with anything. You're going to win the same way. You're going to flip Red Rain and win. You're going to make a big Dark Dragon Synchro and smash your opponent for a ton of damage. You're going to make a Dark Dragon Synchro with a removal effect and break your opponent's board and then smash them in the face for a bunch of damage. You're always going to win the same way. But you have to ask yourself, how am I comfortable losing? Am I comfortable losing the back row? Then fine, don't run a bunch of back row of removal and protection and load up on the monster interaction. Am I okay if my opponent is able to just like extend through my Red Rain plus whatever else I can set? Well then cool, favor the back row, favor other utility cards, stuff like that. Looking at Mekklord's list, he's not comfortable losing to PK, hence the 3 Skullmeister, and he's not okay losing to back row, hence the 5 back row answers he has in his deck, which is fine. I kind of have the same philosophy, at least when it comes to back row. Extra deck is real standard. 3 Red Rising is fine. It's fine. I don't think you need it if you're only running 2 Sprinter, because the odds of you going through 3 Red Rising Dragon, if you have to go 2 1-card combos and the 1 2-card combo, is slim to none. But I mean, if you want to play it there as comfort food, that's fine. And if you're playing 3 Red Sprinter, I would definitely recommend 3 Red Rising, just so they're all live all the time. But also, again, not really necessary, more or less comfort food. Yeah, extra deck standard looks great. Mekklord, I give you 9.5 out of 10. Good job, bud. You built a great deck. Great deck. I can nitpick the shit out of it as much as I want, and I can be the way I am about things with your deck list, but overall it looks great. I would make a couple changes, but they're personal changes. Overall, your deck looks great. Looks fantastic. Should do exactly what you want it to do. All right, let's.
Legend rank 5 guy. I've already reached level max in the KC card, so I'm just gonna play in Legend and lose to Red Eyes. And I open the Red Rain.
That's fine, because you get to set it, and they don't know which one it is, so they can't snipe it. Madolce.
This is fine. I can still do the part of the combo where I get rid of the Skullmeister
Mm-hmm.
to get a Resonator and Graven Red Sprinter.
Yeah. It's the same thing we talked about. Same thing we talked about just a couple seconds ago. At worst, it's a combo starter, and at best, it's something that severely weakens the PK board. So you're good.
Flip the Glass to Play.
Does Glass to Play have a quick effect?
I feel Loris does the same thing. Nothing really unique or interesting about the way it plays.
Unaffected by monster effects.
It's just kind of a snooze fest. The fact that I open Red Rain means that I can't set it and activate it with the skill. They just set the Maginin. That is interesting.
You're gonna need more than one. Oh,
okay,
2 MSD works. Yeah. Okay.
That means I'm only having to contend with 1 back row. So hopefully I'm
That's
using
good.
proper too.
Sometimes you just got it.
God fucking damn it.
That's fine.
Do I care? No, I don't.
Because I can just make it unaffected by monster effects. That's not a big deal. Because you can just smash over it.
One of them to Cyclone. That'd be actually really good if it were the case. It has to be flip summon, not flip face up. Flip summon. Yeah. Okay, what's the other one? Ebook. Anyway.
2 good snipes. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Lots of text. I'm not reading all of this. I'm happy to elaborate for you. Okay, I'm gonna stand. Which one do you send to grave?
Crimson.
Crimson.
Crimson. 100% Crimson.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
Sprinter. And then you normal summon Red Sprinter.
Yep.
And you Red Sprinter rep. Okay, you don't have anything. Okay, this is a Cosmic Cyclone. This is a Cosmic Cyclone.
Unless they're toggle champ.
Cosmic Cyclone.
I've had that happen to me
I don't
before.
have to worry about this anymore, which is really cool. Red Rising into bringing back the Crimson Resonator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Crimson Resonator. For these two, I think I can go Bane. Actually, I'm over the line.
No, don't go Bane. Go Tyrant. Go Tyrant.
Get a bunch of life points, and then what?
Go Tyrant.
Then we go for.
Go Tyrant. If you're putting them on that's Cosmic Cyclone, you need to go Tyrant so you can wipe the back row and protect your Book of Moon or Red Rain that you're going to set. You got to do it. You got to go Tyrant and blow up the field.
That does sound kind of interesting, yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Yeah, the neurons are firing. I can feel it. Yeah.
I'm going to do that because I already have everything else I need.
Yeah, exactly. You got it all. So you just need to clear the way and make sure it all sticks. And then Red Rain answers their follow-up. You can also do this cool thing too, where
defense position only, so
you can leave the Book of Moon in your hand, go to battle phase, and then toggle on before damage calc, activate the Book of Moon, and then Diamond Red Dragon Archfiend, negate the activation of a spell or trap activated in the battle phase, and then gain 500 attack, which puts you conveniently at 4,000 attack, enough to OTK. So you can OTK right here, and you don't even have to worry about follow-up or anything.
There's no playing around it. I don't care about that.
Yeah, shuffle back, no big deal. Okay, keep the book up. No, keep it up, keep it up. Oh, you missed the OTK.
Molten Crimson Tide is what he said, I think.
Molten Crimson Tide. I don't know if that's what he said, but you missed an OTK. Z-Hark, please get in this man's comments and teach him about the Tyrant OTK. It's the greatest thing that you can do. You can clear the board, your opponent thinks they're safe, and all of a sudden you deactivate a quick play during the battle phase, and all hope is lost for them. I can't blame you for not knowing that, Mekklord. I never really considered that before it was pointed out to me. So here I am pointing it out to you. Tyrant can negate the activation of one of your own spells and traps during the battle phase. Doesn't have to be your opponent's. You can use it, negate it, gain 500 attack, 4,000 attack, 4,000 life points. Easy win.
Thanks.
It's okay. You should be
Okay,
fine
so
with
he's gonna
Red
actually
Rain.
draw Sentinel level, and yep, he's gonna draw a Mageline.
Shouldn't
Of course,
matter.
I'm going to...
You got
Wait,
two
wait,
interactions.
yeah, because the pitting Cersei engraved. He messed up his turn 1 setup. Oh, it's such a shame. Such a shame.
Good job, Mac. Not bad for your
Second
first
game
duel.
seems to be against Malefics.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck! It's a Japanese player. Oh my god! It's going to be magical message. Some bullshit.
Is just like I probably wouldn't call you French depending on the context or connotation. I probably wouldn't say, "Oh fuck, it's a Japanese player," unless I'm well aware of the context or connotation. Oh fuck, it's a Japanese player. Fair or foul? Let me know in the comments.
Okay, so I did open. So I can send Wildwind to the grave.
Yeah, send Wildwind.
Wildwind is potentially an extender.
You don't need an
Do I really
extender.
care, though?
What do you need an extender for?
I'm gonna send this guy.
You got 2 fiends in hand.
Yeah.
No, send the
I
Wildwind.
immediately regret that.
Yes,
No,
you
it's cool,
should.
It's, cool. No,
It's not cool.
I don't know if it's cool. Anyway,
It's not cool.
what would you have done, Cly? Notorious
Oh,
Cly.
I'm telling you right now.
Notorious YGO fame. Really, really cool guy. Really nice guy.
You're a
I should
liar.
watch more of his videos before playing this deck.
Not a liar. You definitely should have. So you send Wildwind off of skill here because Wildwind represents help on the follow-up, because Wildwind can get you a Fiend type tuner with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. It's not just limited to Resonators, Fiend type tuners with 1500 or less attack. So if your opponent manages to play through your Red Rain that you're going to be able to set because you would have swapped out one of your reds on field and one of your reds in hand for your set Red Rain, if your opponent manages to play through that but not out your Synchro Monster, you can normal summon the red Resonator that you're getting off the wild one you put in grave, and then special summon Red Sprinter off of Red Resonator's effect, which allows you to synchro and make a big push for game. So always send the Wild One. If you open Wild One, send Wild One, because it's one of the best sends you can have off skill, because it gets you value later. Whereas putting a red in grave doesn't do anything. It loses you value.
It still works, right? I forgot.
It works, but
I think it's free to win the...
now you're either trading Wild One in for your set Red Rain, or you're trading Red Sprinter in, and you should always hold on to the Red Sprinter because you want Red Sprinter for follow-up. Let's say your opponent does manage to play through your Red Rain and out your Synchro Monster. Well, now you've got Red Sprinter right off the top to special summon back your Crimson Resonator, Synchro for Red Rising being back Crimson, Crimson special Resonators from deck. You know, you get to do the whole thing all over again because you have a Red Sprinter.
game, but there's a little...
You should be fine though, because you have Lance. Elliot's here, everybody. Elliot wanted to come say hello.
Up. Red Resonator, give me 20 million life points.
That's a lot of life points.
Make Scarlight's red.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because we need to activate the skill to get our trap.
Sure do.
And Roaring Soul. So it says 1 speed type on the field 1 on the deck. So I'm going to return Red Sprinter.
No.
Red Resonator. Set Red Rain. Risk of Red Rain. That was a funny joke. And then we are going to extend a little bit more. 1 Drinking Wild Wind.
Why are you extending?
Red Rising. Into... If I had known this, I wouldn't have used the Red Resonator effects on Red Rising. Red Rising brings back a Red Resonator. And then we make Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane.
I mean, that's fine.
And then we tribute the Red Rising Dragon in order to bring back the Scarlight Red Archfiend Dragon. RDA is such a cool archetype.
It is. It is very cool. Visually
Although I don't
speaking,
get
it's
what's
very
happening
cool.
On this part of the tail. Why is it like that? I like
Demon
the,
spikes.
Gauntlets and the Broken Horn. These are 5Ds references. I don't get what's happening with the tail. I kind of like the huge jump blades there.
So this isn't terrible, because making Bane plus bringing back your Scarlight means your opponent has to out 2 Synchro Monsters to turn off your Red Rain. So it does give you a little bit of insurance, a little bit of padding against like something like a Dark Hole, or, well, not even a Dark Hole, something like a Book of Moon, or something like that. But you already have Forbidden Lance. Forbidden Lance does the same thing, because your opponent's going to have to answer your Synchro with a spell or trap. Because if they try to answer it with a monster right away, if it's, you know, not a kaiju, if they try to answer it with like a removal monster, you just Red Rain to stop the monster, and you get rid of the monster. No big deal. So you don't need to extend that far. You killed all your follow-up for something you're going to end up banishing anyways when you activate your own Red Rain, I don't know if I like that.
I think that's a decent turn one setup. We have the flanks to protect our own Skylight RDA against bomb.
That's fine. It's fine, lance it. Yeah, lance your Bane. Why are you lancing Scarlight?
You fucking asshole.
What are you doing? What are you doing? At least you're aware. At least you think it's funny.
That's embarrassing.
It is.
That's a play only I could make. Also, fuck you. Mine can't. It's fine. Completely coolio. I have enough cards.
You have one,
I have the Wild Wind Engrave. I'm gonna be able to
which
leverage
gets you
into a-
nothing.
Because Sprinter only works if you can.
Back to my point from earlier is like, yeah, Wild Wind will get you a Resonator, but a Resonator in your hand doesn't do anything. It doesn't represent anything. It needs something else to be done with it, to do something with, you know? It needs a non-tuner. It needs a Red Dragon Archfiend monster in graveyard, so Bane contributed off, you know?
Control no other monsters.
And you can't get Red Sprinter, you have to top deck it. And you traded away your Red Sprinter, you traded away your follow-up.
Never fucking mind. Everything worked out. Oh,
Yeah, you lucky. You got
what are the
lucky.
odds? You piece of shit! Come
That's
on!
no, that's
Really?
fine. No, that's
God damn
fine.
it.
That's fine, that's fine.
I hate limited 3 staples. I hate limited 3 staples. I hate them with all of my heart.
I mean, that's kind of fine. That's like the worst place to IDP unless this back row is activatable. Because now you just get red Resonator, you get the 2 on board, you synchro summon, and then you go from there. And if this back row isn't anything, then you're good. You pop off and you're never punished.
It's cool.
That is cool. It'll be okay, bud. It'll be okay.
It's fine. Oh, cool. That's really fantastic. Do I not have a card I can summon off of the do I not have a red sprinter in deck?
No, it's
Or
once
is-
per duel.
Oh, it's only one per duel.
It is.
Read my seal
It
again.
is once per duel. It's okay. I made mistakes the first couple times I played it too.
Max 1 effect per turn.
Mm-hmm. It's
Are
tricky.
you fucking kidding me, dude?
That hurts.
You're playing Warrock with like a limit of 3 staples. And I'm an idiot, so I messed up display. I wasted 2 cards.
It's alright.
Ugh, I don't even want to play this one anymore.
Oh, Mac, don't give up that easy. Goonies never say die. Goonies never say die, Mac. Don't give up that easy. Just go out on your shield.
Okay, TG. I'm going first. Hopefully I don't mess up how Red Rain works. Trade again? Are you kidding me?
That's fine.
I'm not that high. Wild Wind can go, and
Mm-hmm. You got it this time. Wild
Skull
Wind's a good
Meister-
send.
Like, is Skull Meister good against I think it is. Oh, I think it must have been really good.
There you go. To take that. Nice palate cleanser after the last one. Yeah, good job. Wild Wind's a send from hand there. Meister does have some use against TGs, I believe, because I believe they activate in graveyard to add another TG back. You can shut off the endless Congo line of assholes, as other creators like to put it. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to cut down the swearing again, but I'm not feeling well, so it's not working. Next duel.
Oh, that sucks.
It's okay. They're going
That
first. Let's see if they
sucks
set
a
up
bit
Super
less.
Poly. But you have MST
This
for Super Poly.
actually stops Liquid Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun. It's Mekklord! Come on! Ugh, I hate Mekklord!
Mm-hmm.
Why
It's okay.
Mekklord still? Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot to swap.
Keep 'em off
swap
one.
Cleric as well.
Put them on better habit.
I guess it's fine. Yeah, good luck winning the 3 cards in hand, dipshit. Oh,
And they have it. Okay, of course. They always have it. Purple? Yeah. They always
Oh,
have
like,
purple.
should be limited to 3. Like, it's just insane that this card is allowed to exist, right? Like, it's just...
Limited 3? I don't know about that. All that would do would keep them off of limit 3 staples, but they just play other stuff that's not limited 3, like Warning Point and more Book of Moons and other disruptive stuff. Purple should be hit a little harder. That's crazy. Crazy. Get you a Mech Knight, banishes itself, comes back, it's level 8. At worst, it's 2,500 attack, so it can run over or trade with just about everything.
just a Stratos that dodges targeted removal also, and then becomes part of rank 8 monster. Like, it's just insane. I guess it doesn't clear backwards. A little bit less busted than Stratos, but come on, dude. What is he? Okay, so he's dumping this. Another purple
Two purple.
Nightfall. So we already
Sweet.
had it. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Wow.
That's actually not bad, though.
I have the MST. It's fine.
Yeah, you know which one's secret.
Prints out, you
Yeah, you know which one's secret, so you can snipe it.
flipping dude. I guess I don't know. I don't know what the other card is. It's probably if it's Book of Moon. It's Book of Moon, yeah.
If it's book, that's fine, because they still have to
Sure,
use it
sure.
correctly, because you have Wild
I
One
don't
in
want
hand.
you in my hand. I want you in my deck,
No.
and then I want you in my hand. This makes sense. I'm a genius for this. Anyway,
Save the red sprinter. Always save your follow-up.
Sprinter F.
That's cool. Poor Mekklord. So sad. That's so sad.
Next turn.
Probably.
I might be.
Burble's coming back.
I was hoping it bricked on a monster or something. Sure, you don't have the columns, but go ahead.
Okay.
Get you anything. Who cares? Unless you drew the back row that you needed.
And it's
I guess I
red
win.
too. And it's red too.
It
Well,
just
of course it's red. He searched red. Duh. The duh. Tie that binds.
Hmm.
Good times. It's okay. I'm gonna let him think.
You know, it's really
talk.
fun how there were so many decks introduced in the last few main boxes. Sulfur Chords, Resonators, Synchrons, which is basically Quasar Turbo, which I think a lot of people find actually kind of enjoyable, but it's really weak. Time Lords are kind of weak. What did we get in the last main box? I forgot, I need to check. Raiders Requiem, oh that was the PK, that was the PK main box. We got Red Raptors, Dual Avatar, Phantom Knights of course. And none of these decks, not even Phantom Knights. Like everybody bitches about Phantom Knights, but Phantom Knights is not as good as Mech Knights. It's just not as good as Mech Knights. Phantom
Probably.
Knights, like the Requiem Turbo version, 9 out of 10 times you're either getting disrupted because your combo deck with crucial choke points, or you have 0 follow-up and you lose because you used all your effects turn 1. Mech Knights have no issue following up their plays, they have no issue in consistency even after the nerfs. Purple Nightfall should be moved to 3, and until then the game is going to suck. The game is going to be absolutely bad, completely garbage. Bad game.
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. I suppose it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. And with purple going to 3, I don't know if that's right. Purple should definitely be limited because it's like crazy, and it's one of the things that makes Mech Knights so incredibly like splashable and versatile and able to follow up and all the things that Mekklord just listed. But my personal favorite for a limit would be putting Morningstar to 1, because that way Morningstar is at 1, Secrets are at 1. You have to pick between which one you want. Do you want the one that makes sure Mech Knight's harder to be run over by battle, or do you want the one that skill drains your opponent, basically? That way you can't search your skill drain, because to me that's the most annoying part about Mech Knights is the searchable skill drain. It's not trading for you 1 for 1. It's trading for you like 1 for as many Mech Knights as they can spam on the board, which is typically a lot. At minimum, it's like 2. So yeah, that's my hot take, is put Morningstar and Secrets to 1, or just ban Secrets. Just ban the big Saki searchable blowout card. I'm aware that I'm the beneficiary of a big Saki searchable blowout card in Red Rain, but I was fine without it. I was doing okay. I was still in King of Games. I was still having fun. Things were a lot tougher for me, but I was still doing okay. I prefer a healthy, interactive game over a game that's decided by who is able to search their Saki blowout card and then resolve it. That's just my personal preference. I would much rather see us trade over the course of a couple turns, or even the course of like 3 turns, and just go back and forth and see who wins the tactical exchange of resources and cards. You know, I would rather have that kind of game than like, yeah, I went first and opened Forbidden Lance in Red Rain, so you lose. Sorry, bud. Or oh yeah, I searched Super Poly and I said it, and you're vulnerable around your normal summon, so I'm just gonna blow up your normal summon with Super Poly, and you can't even respond to it. Yeah. Or I'm gonna search secrets and just skill drain you, so you can never mount any sort of counterplay to my Mech Knights who start on the field as 2k plus bodies that you'll never be able to mount, that you'll never be able to match, because you can't use your effects. You can't use like 1/3 of the game. So I don't know. That's just me. Looks like we're almost done. Let's just finish this out. By the way, Mekklord, don't be too upset. There's nothing you can do there. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't in that scenario. If you use your MST to snipe the secrets, cool, you just remove the known skill drain that's gonna mess you up. Assuming they can put another Mech Knight in a column at will, which is usually pretty good because of the other set back row. Or you hit the other set back row and then, you get rid of that interaction, but there's always potential it's something chainable to summon a Mech Knight on board, and then now you have 2 columns that are going to be skill drained. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's literally nothing you could have done there. Hindsight is 2020. Knowing that back row was a warning point, you should have hit it, but there's no way to know it in the moment.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This deck is kind of cool. This deck is kind of neat.
It is neat.
It's a bit too limited to be really all that powerful for the time being. It has a very interesting premise, but it is also very susceptible to disruption, and this premise may not actually be as game-winning as you'd hope. So, I don't know. I kind of tone on this, but it's really a fun deck, and I'm going to play it a bit more. I'm just going to... Yeah, there we go. Thank you for watching once again. I'll see you guys and gals in Non-Binary Pal next time.
Let's see. Is there anything embarrassing up here? Real swords. That's funny. I've been watching a lot of sword YouTube videos lately. They keep getting recommended. And there's some George Strait up there too. Listening to you, old troubadour. Let's see. Closing thoughts on the video. Yeah, Mech's probably right in his assessment of the deck. It's in my opinion, the pure version of it is probably a rogue deck. It's probably just outside of tier 3. On its best days, it's definitely tier 3. And on its best days, it can go toe-to-toe with any deck and win and blow them out and red rain them into oblivion and take the whole thing. Whatever the thing is that you want to take, it can take it. Red rain is that powerful. Your monsters are that big. They can blow up just about everything. On its best days, it's really good. But people are already running the outs, have already been running the outs to the deck. Book of Moon, MST, Cosmic Cyclone, stuff like that. And they're now aware of how to use those outs to counter the deck, and the deck does struggle a little bit going second if you don't open your non-engine removal or answers to your opponent's board. So yeah, so I'd say that's a fair assessment. It's good. I think tier 3 is probably fair. Rogue is probably a little more fair, but anyway, it's still a good deck. Mekklord, if you're looking for a deck with a little bit more upside, or a version of this deck that has a little bit more upside, boy, do I have some news for you. You could play it with Mech Knights. Did I hold a cheesy smile long enough? the Mech Knight version of this deck, spoiler, I've been toying around with it a little bit. It's good. It's really good. It really increases the deck ceiling, and it gives them a plan B that they need. It isn't so good that it's going to be like the top deck, but it does address some of the problems that the deck has. Fairly good. Fairly well. It addresses some of the problems that the deck has fairly well. So, you can always try that out, but I know I am. You guys will probably see that video sometime soon. And I think it's time for us to end this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this kind of content. Again, feeling under the weather. Hopefully I'll be back in the swing of things very soon. And until then, be safe, have fun, everybody.